tonight. The director of Madonna's new film protests against her having to make cuts in her sex scenes. Anne Diamond accuses the new breakfast stations of exploiting presenter Fiona Armstrong. We report on what the stars who supported Bill Clinton now expect from the new president. And the woman to whom he left his London home talks of her enduring love for Freddie Mercury.
Good evening. Sex scenes have been cut from Madonna's new film, Body of Evidence, before its American opening next week. The changes were made by the film's producers in order to get a lower age certificate from the censors and allow the film to reach the biggest audience. It's a move that's highlighted bitter resentment among filmmakers as more and more of them are losing parts of their movies to get round the American rating system. From New York, here's Triona Holden.
Walk away.
Madonna's new film might seem like hot stuff, portraying sadomasochism, rape, murder and bondage, but American audiences won't see the really raunchy footage. It's ended up on the cutting room floor to placate US censors. Originally, the $20 million picture got the toughest rating, NC-17, what used to be an X in the US. This would have restricted its distribution and meant almost certain financial death, hence a few painful cuts to get the lower R rating. Angered by the changes, the film's German director says the American system is badly flawed.
They give you vague ideas. If you cut here a little bit, you can keep the other scene a little bit longer. So it's like a bargain on an oriental market, you know. If you want to keep frontal nudity of Madonna in that scene, you have to cut Willem Dafoe's butt in the other scene. You know, so it was very ridiculous, like a cheap comedy.
The row about how films are rated here in America is something that's plagued the industry for many years now. But just recently, the controversies gained momentum with films like Body of Evidence having to make cuts just to please the censors. Now filmmakers are saying enough is enough. The system doesn't work and they want changes made. The NC-17 rating was introduced 2 years ago after complaints that X films were associated with pornography and there was no category for serious adult movies. But the film industry says the changes haven't helped. The makers of Damage were furious when they had to make cuts to avoid an NC-17 rating. Jeremy Irons didn't welcome the publicity. He felt it gave people the wrong impression about the film.
I'm a little bit sorry because I think it'll make people think it's a sort of soft pornography, which it isn't. It's a study of erotic obsession.
The director of Damage, Louis Malle, has attacked what he regards as American dual standards.
Violence is all right. You can have films where, you know, 152 people are killed, where you have machine guns in every shot, and knives, and that's all right. That seems to be sort of the, you know, American routine, daily life in America, like the 11 o'clock news that you see in this country. Now, about nudity, they have this strange taboo.
Those in the film industry who enforce the rating system strongly defend it. They say NC-17 doesn't have to be the kiss of death for a film.
I have what is known as Valenti's Law, and it is this. If you make a film that a lot of people want to see, no rating will hurt you. But if you make a film that few people want to see, no rating will help you.
There are those who say that getting an NC-17 rating could be a good thing. Making cuts from sexy scenes to get a lower rating could be nothing more than a clever marketing ploy. You get all the publicity without losing the mass audience. Triona Holden, Entertainment Express, New York.
Well, depending on how keen you are to see those controversial scenes, you may or may not be pleased to hear that when Damage opens here next month and Madonna's film in April, we're likely to see the uncut versions because a British 18 certificate doesn't restrict the screening of a movie.
In the first week of broadcasting by the winners of
Bought it in '75 and it still fits.